Good afternoon. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the convocation of the College of Arts. My name is Ann Wilson, and currently I am the Acting Associate Vice President Academic. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take tremendous pride in this convocation. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that long, distinguished history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and the magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degree is an even brighter color. The university's crest, which you can see on the curtains behind me and is shown on the cover of the convocation program, also represents a specific history. The emblem in the crest shows links with the royal city of Guelph through the white stallion above. The connection to the liberal arts is through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph's motto is Rerum cognoscere causa. It's a quote from Virgil, and it's translated in several ways. It may mean either happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or can alternately be translated to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall is also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of the graduands, the students who are coming here today to graduate, your sons, daughters, friends, the people you love. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority at the university, and it will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by an instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer who is from the Secretariat of Senate. Following the beadle and the mace is the chancellor, the president, members of the administration, and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board, members of Senate, and members of faculty of staff. So there'll be a big gaggle of us processing in. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. And I think today we're only doing the baccalaureate degrees. The name of the reader will present the scholars to the chancellor and the president by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulder. This moment will be recorded on video, and technology willing, and sometimes technology is not so willing, but technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast of the event to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The chancellor and the president will greet each student at the center of the stage, and a photograph will be taken. We understand your joy and excitement which accompanies such an auspicious occasion, because we share that joy and excitement. But we do ask that you hold applause until each group of graduates has crossed the stage. Having said that, I've been to a lot of convocations. People whoop with joy, and it's kind of a lovely thing, actually. So if you want to whoop, that's fine. Once all the degrees have been conferred and cheered for, the chancellor will close the ceremony and the recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all of the platform party has processed out of the hall. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social and media program developed especially for convocation. Please feel free to share your photos, your memories, any advice you might have for graduating students by joining us on social media using the hashtag GuelphGrad. And finally, it's my great joy to pass on personal congratulations to you, the family members who are so joyously celebrating the success of your sons, daughters, friends, and I wish the graduates success in their various pursuits. Welcome Welcome to convocation at the University of Guelph.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons' command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
I would like to acknowledge the Attawandaron people on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph resides, and offer respect to our Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Métis neighbors as we strengthen our relationships with them. Traditionally, an invocation invites the blessing of God on an event. And if you believe in a higher being, you may be giving thanks right now for this occasion. But what if your worldview does not include a higher power? Can this day still be significant both academically and spiritually? I believe it can. If you are the parent or the friend of one of these graduands, you know that today is significant. Some of you may be so surprised and even shocked that your son, daughter, or friend made it to today that you now believe in miracles, if not God. You are proud of what they have accomplished. As they face the challenge of finding the right context to apply their education, may you continue your support, always mindful that to be loving, caring, and encouraging is at the heart of providing the spiritual support that we all need. If you are one of the graduate or faculty members who taught, cajoled, encouraged, and mentored these graduands to reach this milestone, you too know this day is significant. May you have a deep sense that it was worth it, that this is what all their years of education were for, that this is what all your years of education were for, and may you have renewed energy to do the same with the next class of undergrads. And for the students before me who are graduating today, may you be thankful, determined, and good. Thankful for your parents, your profs, and the life force that brought you into existence, determined to make this world a better place, and good, both in your field and in your character. If spirituality is about values more than beliefs, you have been encouraged at the University of Guelph to embrace life-enhancing values like caring and compassion, along with academic achievement. Whether you believe in a higher being, an impersonal life force, or simply in life, love, and goodness in our universe, may this be one of the most significant days of your life as you become more equipped than ever in whatever field you go into to change lives and improve life. Amen, which means so be it. You may be seated.
Well, members of the board, honorary fellows and faculty of the university, families and friends of the graduands and graduands, welcome to the celebration of convocation at the University of Guelph. My name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the honor of serving as the president and vice chancellor of this great university, and I'm absolutely privileged today to welcome you all to convocation. Now, as we begin today's convocation ceremony, let me offer a few congratulatory remarks. First off, graduates, this is your big day. You've worked hard, you've persevered, and you've made it. Well done, well deserved. Now, before we go on, graduates, there's a group of individuals here who I'm sure you would agree deserve your special attention. And we heard some hooting and hollering during the applause there, and they are those family members and friends who have supported you from the sidelines throughout your time here at Guelph. So this is an opportunity for you to give a shout out to your family and friends who are here with us today. Thank you. Now, in preparing this welcome, I reflected on the address I gave at my installation as President and Vice Chancellor last fall. A central part of that message was about how this university has prepared you, our graduates, for this very moment and for the years to follow. Let me share with you some of my thoughts from that installation speech last fall. I'm an optimist by nature, and in many ways we're living through what might be remembered as one of the most exciting and important periods throughout history. Our world is marked by incredible advances in life sciences and physical sciences, in information and communications technology, in the sheer volume of discovery and knowledge. And through all this change, advances in the social sciences, the arts, and the humanities, they test our belief systems. They challenge our constructs against new and evolving societal contexts. We're also seeing isolated disciplines and subject matter coming together in fresh and exciting ways, like music and computer technology, or healthcare and robotic engineering, or material sciences and agriculture. More and more, those connections make knowledge more accessible and more abundant than ever. They also effectively shrink the gap between the generation of knowledge on the one hand and our application of knowledge on the other. In our fast-paced and interconnected world, the distance has narrowed, and it continues to narrow between today and tomorrow. And that, graduates, presents challenges and it presents opportunities for you and for all of us. So what are the human attributes that will allow us to thrive in such dynamic times? Well, they include the ability as individuals, I would say, and as a university, for us to adapt and to readapt in a healthy way to uncertainty and change. And by adaptation, I don't mean passive habituation. I'm referring to the act of very consciously and very deliberately redefining ourselves based on what is going on around us. When faced with change, people adapt. Sometimes we adapt in healthy ways, and sometimes we adapt in less than healthy ways. The opportunity for you, our graduates, is to adapt to change in healthy ways, to undertake thoughtful analysis that will help you find what I like to call the upside of uncertainty and change. That provides hope, provides inspiration, and it provides discovery. It's about taking uncertainty and change and turning it into something positive, something special. You spent the past few years of your lives studying and learning here at the University of Guelph. An important part of our mission as a university has been to provide our students, you, our graduates, with the tools to successfully adapt and navigate through the complexities and dynamics of a modern society. We've tried to help instill an ability to adapt to, and I would say, indeed, to thrive in tomorrow's ever-changing world. Your experiences at the University of Guelph have prepared you for this new world. In your years here, you've had the opportunity to learn, to witness world-renowned breakthroughs, and to grow personally, an important part of your experience here. And what you've learned, I would suggest, goes well beyond the teaching of subject matter strictly. And it goes towards the process of learning to learn, adaptation, and creativity. As successful graduates, many of you will blend knowledge, mixing and matching ideas from separate disciplines. And your years here at the University of Guelph have given you the creative and the analytical skills to apply that knowledge in innovative ways. So as you enter this exciting next stage of your lives, I encourage you to draw on all of your University of Guelph experiences as learners and as members of a very special community, and to bring the very, very best you have to offer to every experience you encounter. Embrace the opportunities that arrive. Look to create your own opportunities. And dare to dream. Dare to dream and to reach for a higher sense of purpose. and find new and fresh ways to take what you have learned here to engage with and make a difference in your world. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations. It's now my pleasure to invite Professor John Russin from the Department of Philosophy to give today's convocation address. Professor Russin.
Hello, I'm honored to be invited to speak to you. To family, friends, and faculty, I welcome you to this event. To those of you who are graduating, I offer congratulations. I also welcome you, but in your case, I welcome you to your new life outside the academy. This ceremony is the final event of an activity each of you began quite a few years ago, and today marks that accomplishment and brings that activity to an end. The meaning of that end, though, is that you are now in a position to really begin, and it's this beginning that I want to speak with you about today. Throughout your years at university, you've surely been asked many times, what are you going to do with your life? Probably you've raised that question to yourself too. But when we ask that question, we tend to picture our future as a thing we have to fix and settle. And we tend then to look at our university years as a preparatory process from which to move on to that real thing that is the rest of your life. I want to encourage you, though, not to be too quick to accept that image. In particular, I want you not to be too quick to think that you have to settle your life, and don't be too quick to give up on what you've been doing in university. It's easy for us to get drawn into the idea that we have to get a job, and that the university's job is to train us for that. I want to suggest, though, that there's much more to life than getting a job, and much more to university than job training. So let me talk to you a little about life. You no doubt think of Twitter as something modern. But in fact, about 2,500 years ago, the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus had already committed himself to public utterances that didn't exceed 140 characters. One of his most famous tweets, which was retweeted all around the Mediterranean world for centuries, was, "You can't step into the same river twice." What does it mean to say you can't step into the same river twice? Well, a river is only the flowing water. And that water is always changing, so the water you step in will never be the same water you stepped in before, so you can't step into the same river. As a reflection on a river, I suppose that's interesting enough, but maybe not something you'd spend a lot of time thinking about. But if you think of the river as a metaphor for life, perhaps you can see why so many people have been gripped by that short statement of only 33 characters. Life is a matter of aging, and the waters of that river, so to speak, are always new. They never come back. So if you left swipe someone by mistake, you can always get them back if you buy Tinder Plus. But there's nothing you can buy that will allow you to go back and relive your years. In other words, the choices you make will matter because you'll be stuck with them. So obviously, choose carefully. On the other hand, aging also means almost the opposite of that. Namely, you will always face new situations, and the terms and issues and values that defined your younger life will not be the ones that define your life in the future. This sense of the passage of time, that you can't step into the same river twice, often leads people to worry. Oh, I'm so old. I'm not 20 anymore. I'll never have fun again, or something like that. That complaint is something I've heard many times. The numbers always change, though. Oh, I'm 30. Oh, I'm 40. Oh, I'm 50. In fact, I'll tell you my experience. I, in fact, will turn 55 Thursday of this week. And I, too, had those thoughts on my 30th birthday and my 40th birthday and my 50th birthday. But interestingly, what I've found in each case is that for me, each decade has been better than the one before, and I wouldn't go back for anything. So what I have learned is that life continues to be just as engaging as it carries on as it was before. It's just that the specific things one has to deal with change. But saying that it is just as engaging is the same as saying that it is just as challenging. and maybe even more so. As I have grown older, the activities that I have come to be engaged in have become richer and more complicated. But the enhanced fulfillment that offers me has also brought with it increased responsibility and increased demands on my knowledge, my ability, and my insight. And that is the basic reason now that I tell you to challenge that initial image of the university as a passing stage of training for a settled life. In my experience, life is not settled, but is a constant dynamic challenge, and what it requires more than anything is a kind of continuing education that allows one to be open and responsive to the new situations that one encounters. But now the serious side of that. This openness doesn't happen automatically. It will require effort on your part to maintain an attitude of learning and growth. Here, it seems to me, is where you need to be specially careful not to be too quick to get your life settled. Mostly, I would say to you, you don't have to worry about whether you conform to cultural models that tell you you must immediately do this, you must immediately establish a career, etc., etc. You have a lot of time. And those are very big choices that will shape your life for a long time. Handling those choices well will make for you an extremely vibrant and fulfilling world. But making them poorly and in haste can condemn you to a life that is a little more stifling and routine and closed rather than open. In urging you to openness, though, I also don't mean to suggest that you should drift aimlessly into whatever happens. And it is here, I think, that education especially matters. Both the education you have accomplished here, I hope, but ideally also an education that you will continue to develop outside the university. As you learn, you develop the power to deal effectively with important matters. Continuing learning will allow you to build into your life an engagement with rich and demanding activities and projects that will in turn make your life fresh and fulfilling. Even more than this, continuing education will allow you to shape your openness with a critical perspective, and this is the point with which I will close. Things that are new are not always things that are good, or at least they are not just good. Heraclitus was able to use fewer than 140 characters to say something that people have thought worth repeating for 2,500 years. But is that what most of Twitter is like? Twitter is surely a medium through which one could accomplish something quite amazing, but surely it is also something that could lead one to devote an inordinate amount of time and energy to a lot of empty triviality. And though Tinder and Match.com surely offer liberating social and romantic possibilities, it's worth reflecting critically on what is happening to you emotionally and socially by allowing your interpersonal life to be structured by something that's modeled on internet shopping. And beyond these matters of contemporary technology, there are broader life issues that require your critical reflection. As you build your career, you are establishing your place in our broader social and cultural world. One of the troubling things that modern internet technology can encourage in us is a sense that we are anonymous individuals, undefined by any specific social or geographical setting. In fact, though, we are members of a society, and it is important to keep this social dimension of our lives in view. When you establish your career, of course, you will be taking care of the material needs of you and your family. But a truly fulfilling life will come from the fact that in engaging in this career, you can also see yourself contributing positively to the health and development of your society. So I want to encourage you to reflect on the social impact that you are making through the choices that you make in shaping your career. And indeed, as you develop your career, beyond this, it's important that you stay alive as well to the larger needs of your community, and that you remain active and critical in relation to the broader developments in this society, whether that is a matter of immigration policy, the use of natural resources, the funding of for education, and so on. So think of yourself as a citizen, and use the education you have begun here to take up that role responsibly. So, as I said, I welcome you to the world of your independent adult life. You belong to the fortunate group who can attend university, and your presence here today testifies to the fact that you have accomplished something very substantial. My hope is that once you are outside the university, you will continue the path of education and growth that you have begun here, and that will lead you to develop rich and rewarding lives that are fulfilling to you and to those close to you, but also lives that contribute constructively to the greater good of our global community. So congratulations and good luck.
I want to take this moment to thank Dr. Russin for his incredibly powerful address to convocation. I think it is really important to recognize opportunity, to keep yourself open to it, to embrace its possibilities, but also to think critically and to feel the responsibility to be an engaged citizen of this world. And if Guelph has given you anything, I hope it's a sense of your responsibility to others. I sound as if I should be passing a collection plate at this point. So to the graduands, what a great day. And I kind of wonder if there was a moment in your journey to today when you found yourself at 3 o'clock in the morning scrambling to finish an essay and you said to yourself, will I ever graduate? And the answer is yes. So if I could ask the graduating class to please rise. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph, that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
And now will the members of the graduating class please be seated.
All right, the moment has come. You actually get to see them come across the stage and complete their degrees. You will most likely want to leap into the air, applaud, cheer, hoot, whatever you like, and that would be fine. But if we could just ask you to hold your applause, please, until after each of the three groups has gone through. So let's get to it. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Arts that they may be admitted to the degree of the Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Angelica Budin Abara. Sofiane Ouamri. Yanis Ouamri. Stacy Jane Aspinall with distinction. Erin Bainton. Caitlin Emily Beatty. Natalie Vanessa Benjamin with distinction. Okay. Ashley D. Bergen. Laura Jane Beveridge. Patricia Lee Boner with distinction. Cassandra Lynn Capercioni. Evan Lloyd Cater. Carly Jadine Chait. Samantha Jane Chomick with distinction. Michelle Clark. Jonathan Basil Kalalilo. Stephanie Nicole Karati. Jessica Marie Cotier with distinction. Haley Bronwyn Damcour with distinction. Brittany Lynn Doherty. Kelly Margaret Ann Doik with distinction. Catherine Maria Lillian Drake. Danielle Carolyn Drimmy. Amanda Marie Edwards. Jessica Price Eisner. Laura Ruth Elvidge. Dylan Lee Evans. Peter Faint. Hannah Joy Falk with distinction. Caitlin Brianne Fendley. Maggie Bronwyn Finlayson. Daniel Matthias Forstinger. Daniel Mickey Fronda. Lysandra Raluca Gal. Fernando Garcia. Emil Gloom. Daniel Giffen. Sukmani Gill. Ryan Robert Graham. Hannah Green. Caitlin Ann Green. Evan Mitchell Hammond. Anne Hardy, with distinction. Jacqueline Elizabeth Hartzema. Alyssa Hahn. Connor Hewson. Aldwin Hogg, with distinction. Gray Hominillo. Catherine Hughes. Alex Iantorno. Zoe Aurelia Jackson, with distinction. Laura Elizabeth Jones. Margaret Eileen Jones, with distinction. Kieran Kane, with distinction. Sarah Ann Kelly. Diana Maria Kojea. Jessica L. Lees, with distinction. Janelle Dorothy McIntyre. Kathleen Mullen McPherson. Morgan Lee Matthey, with distinction. Shannon Kelly McCarthy, with distinction. Cameron Gordon Mackay. Samantha Lee McNaught. Noah Sean McPherson. Nicola Caroline Meissner. Stephanie Janet Merchant. Hannah Erica Milliken with distinction. Sarah Miskus. Christina Rachel Owen. Christopher Alexander Petzik. Mackenzie Perez. Nicole Poirier with distinction. Melissa Ann Povermarker with distinction. Scarlett Madeline Wachicki with distinction. Jackson Reynolds. Josh Rosenberg with distinction. Megan Heather Ross. Samantha Mary Janet Ross. Katie Ryan with distinction. Taylor Rose Schmidt. Adam Michael Savaggio. Kelsey Myrna Shearer. Cassandra Sillick. Elena Chantel Smith with distinction. Andrea Smithies. Maya Starisinik. Brianna Kathleen Stephenson with distinction. Danielle Subject. Christine Tavener with distinction. Rodrigo Tello. Shauna Alexandra Thompson. Ariel Noreen Liano Tiango with distinction. Duncan Edward Tilford. Loretta Till. Natalie Teresa Trojan-Stamaszynski. Rachel Wallace, with distinction. William Gerhard Wellington, with distinction. Jane Madeline Weitzerek. James Hamilton Wilson. Patrick Wadhams. Emily Jean Woods. Let's congratulate this group of graduates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Arts that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts General Program. Stephanie Elizabeth Berry. Erica Natalie Borelli. Oh. Christian Patrick Elb Caden. Adam Colin Campbell. Alexandra Olivia Di Michel. Alexandria Donaldson. Danielle Marissa Dosser. Alexandra Marielle Dupuis-Pototsky. Talia Feldman Lloyd. Jenna May Elizabeth Fry. Brandon David Kenneth Good. Sarah Alexandra Blackwood Hyatt. Adam Kyle Kurgatnikov. Taylor Lauren. Jessica Ray Kathleen McMillan. Abby Rose Morel Martin. Natalie Louise Martisevich. Alexander Hugh McEachern. Penelope Michelle McGuire, with distinction. Justin Paul Meyer. Stephen Mezzi. Maxine Jaffa Pressman. Megan Alyssa Ruffini. Renee Salvatore. Jessica Margaret Seamungle. Okay, go ahead. Martina Juhara Stroutens. Nicholas Swan. And now we can congratulate our second group. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Arts that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Science. Sydney Acker. Monica Lacey Gallant, with distinction. Heather Elizabeth Goldsmith. Thomas Horman, with distinction. Erin Ruth Ann McGill. Amy Alexandra Miro. Okay. Jason did read. Okay. Monica Mary Ann Schlote. Matea Adira Sarah Spindo Dupre, with distinction. Okay. Allison Elizabeth Sumner, with distinction. Okay. Mitchell Kenneth Moore Tratnick. Rebecca Wolf, with distinction. And that's it. Let's congratulate everybody.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present. Well, graduates, you did it. Well done. Congratulations. We're all very proud of your accomplishments here at the University of Guelph and are also interested to see how the foundations that you've developed here as a student will support you in the future. We want to celebrate your achievements, we want to celebrate your successes, and hope that you'll stay in touch. And remember that you're always welcome here. Now, you are a student for a short time, however, you're a Griffin forever. So we look forward to you staying connected with the university. Following convocation, Dr. Don Bruce, Dean of the College of Arts, will host a reception for all graduates and their guests in Creelman Hall. And this is an opportunity to congratulate the graduates, and we hope that many of you can arrange to attend. Now, just a few housekeeping rules before we close, or housekeeping items, I should say. Once you've taken all of your photographs, graduates, please return your gowns and hoods to the tent outside. Sometimes there's a tendency of taking the gowns and hoods and just keep going. But if you could just hang a quick right and drop them off. We host 21 convocation ceremonies this week, and waiting outside is the next group of families eager to see their graduate cross the stage. So if you'll please exit through the doors in the front of the hall, that's this end of the hall, we'll be able to prepare the hall for the next group. So thank you again for your cooperation. And once again, congratulations to all the graduates. Well done. And I have 3 important words left. Convocation is dismissed.